Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another Walking Dead video for the ones who live. This will be a trailer breakdown for episode 4 that is titled What We. And going off this last episode, which is another great episode, there's definitely some questions up in the air, and I'm interested to see how they answer them in the next episode, especially, obviously, the kind of cliffhanger that we got where Michonne yanks Rick out of the helicopter, and how they survive and what they do once they get down, and just what this next episode is really going to focus around, which I really think is going to be Michonne trying to break through these barriers and understand where Rick's coming from too, because he tells her that if we try to escape, or if I try to escape, Jadis is going to destroy Alexandria. And I think Michonne's going to kind of break those barriers, or try to get through those barriers in his head, that he is not trapped here. We will find a way out because we can do anything together. And that's just kind of the premise around the Rick and Michonne relationship. So I'm really excited to see how they do this, because it looks like from the trailer and what we've seen that they're really going to maybe even kind of rediscover their relationship after being apart for so long. But without further ado, let's jump into these pictures that I grabbed from the trailer. And this first one, we have Rick and Michonne. They're in this darkened room, and Rick says, "What is this place?" And I'm kind of confused because it seems like it's a really upkept place, and judging from later shots, it seems like it's a CRM establishment of some sort. But he has this question, what is this place? So I'm curious to know where exactly they are, aside from, I believe they're in the Catskills. And so I'm interested to see how they get there, what they come across, and everything, because as the trailer goes on, it kind of also brings up some more questions. But in going on into the trailer, Michonne just simply says, we need a time out. We need a time to sit down and discuss our options and what we need to do, because she wants to get him out of this state of mind, while also coming to understand where he's coming from, the information that he might have that he's maybe withheld from her, and just all around rediscovering what it means to be together and what they need to do to get home. But moving on to, again, this is where my confusion kind of comes into play. Is this a CRM establishment, or is this kind of some self-sustaining building that has somehow survived the 10 plus years that we are, I think, at this point into the apocalypse, where this place still has power. It just looks very untouched and very clean, but it just leads me to believe this is probably some sort of CRM facility, but I could be wrong, because as we go into the trailer, it kind of disproves that possible theory. Because we go into this next shot where Michonne's just really trying to get him to understand we can go home, and Rick says, no, we can't. And he's really in this place after all these years of being in captivity, that he is just finally accepted that he can't leave, he can't go anywhere, but she still can. And Michonne's kind of giving him the option, well, if you really believe that, go ahead and hit that distress beacon and have CRM come pick us up. Which I believe at some point does get hit, but I'm not sure if it's going to be by choice, or I'm not sure, because when we see the CRM helicopter, as we'll discuss later in the breakdown. But going into this one, they're still having this back and forth, and I think this is probably all within probably the first maybe 10 minutes or so of the episode, where Michonne's just like, you shouldn't be afraid, or how can you be afraid, or something like that. And Rick said, yes, you should be. Because he's really come to understand the full reach of the CRM, what they're capable of, and what seems like the endless limit of their power, and he's genuinely afraid of them. I really think this is going to be a heavy Rick and Michonne episode, sprinkled with a little bit of Jadis and as well as CRM as they come looking for them. But kind of moving on again, this is where I get kind of confused about what this place is, because we see that it has power, and it's very clean and very put together, but yet there's walkers inside. So is this a CRM facility possibly from World Beyond, where they have since been attacked or whatever? These are all CRM members within this facility, because it looks like they're lab people. So did they get exposed to something while they're trying to experiment with that chlorine gas, or some other experiments that they're performing in this building that gets them killed? And at some point, maybe they lose contact. It's just, I kind of throwing everything up in the air about what this place could possibly be, and why it seems like it's in such good shape, but we still have walkers in there, because we move on and Rick and Michonne are going through these walkers. Some of them look like they've been there for quite a while, or they've wandered in from outside. There's, I think, a lot of theories as far as this particular location and where they are, because again, I think this is where they realize they are a team again, and Michonne's really trying to get him to understand that we can still go home. We can find a way to make it work. But he also explains to her that, Jadis has this file on us. They have everything they need to come in and take out Alexandria, take out everyone we have ever known, erasing any chance of anyone ever stumbling upon the CRM or anything about them. Because when we got another shot of Rick and Michonne making their way through whatever facility this is, whatever this building is, clearing out the walkers that have somehow built up in here, whether they've wandered in from outside or they're the people that were here when everything went to hell. This next shot is possibly a lull in that building clearing, and I think this is where Rick says you should be scared or something to that nature. And then we get the shot of the helicopter. So at some point this beacon gets tripped, or the CRM just narrows down where they could possibly be. Because I want to say too, with this, because we saw this in the trailer, where the CRM shoots into a building where we already have a crashed helicopter. So I'm thinking that when Rick and Michonne bailed out of that helicopter probably lost control and went into the building. And this is CRM coming to clean up the mess and erase any record of CRM ever being there. And I want to say this is probably the same building they're in, or maybe a neighboring one, or whatever the case is. But we see that building get hit and it collapses. So I'm thinking that this could possibly be the beginning of Rick and Michonne making their way out, because we also have the scene, I think it's going to be in this episode too, where we have Jadis chasing at least Michonne, or maybe Rick and Michonne, in a truck, and then they collide and they come to blows, and whatever the case is, then we have Jadis with that shot of her having a gun to somebody. So I think the next episode is going to have a lot going on. I think probably the first part of it is going to be Rick and Michonne really rebonding, and Michonne getting him to understand, this is who you are. You are not a CRM soldier. You are not loyal to these people. That you are a very strong person, and that's why they want to keep you, but this is what we have to do to get home, and I need you to understand this, and I need you to remember who you are. And so I really think that's what this episode is going to kind of base around. We might see some more within the CRM as far as Rick and Michonne, but I'm not sure. I think this is, like I said, I think this is the beginning of them getting away. But after the helicopter shot, we have a shot of Michonne here, a couple of different shots to kind of put together what's going on. She's standing here. She's got this blank look on her face. Then we get this shot of her with that kitchen knife, and they have walkers coming towards them. Then we get another shot, and I think this is also a big one in the trailers, where we see Rick running up this hallway, and it's the same one that we saw Michonne walking up. So I think at some point Michonne maybe locks Rick in another room, trying to save him or keep him safe, or just keep him out of the way possibly. And then we see Rick running up that same hallway. So I think Michonne is either maybe sacrificing herself or putting herself in a position to where it looks like that she maybe took Rick, or whatever the situation is. It's just very all suspect, and what's going to become of this episode and what's going to become of these events if they get recaptured, or if they actually have a successful attempt in making their way back. But I guess it will all be told in this next episode, and I really think that we could possibly still see CRM come after them. And I think this is just the beginning of possibly a very long fight, because with Dead City entering its second season, as I mentioned, I did a whole video about it, where they're doing a casting call for soldiers, survivors, and whatnot. So I think we could see CRM crossover into Dead City, maybe even Daryl Dixon if he makes it back to the States, or who knows, because I want to say that we've only seen CRM and they're mostly focused in the US. We don't see them overseas yet. But I think this is only possibly the beginning, middle part of the CRM story, and Rick and Michonne's piece in it is only going to be a small piece, and maybe we will see parts of other stories continue on into crossovers. But that, again, is just wild speculation and theory. We have no idea what's going on. We don't know what's going on with a possibility of a second season, but I want to say that they are probably leaning more towards the limited series part of it, and we could see maybe Rick and Michonne carry on into other spinoffs, but that's just my wishful thinking. Because, again, I don't think they can wrap it up and give us the closure that we want with these characters and with other OG Walking Dead characters all brought back together. But anyways, this next episode looks exciting as all hell. I can't wait for it, and I can't wait to see these last three. We're already down to the last 3 episodes. We're right smack dab in the middle of everything now. Will we see a big fight? I don't know. I kind of hope so, but I really think we'll see some sort of showdown, judging from what we've seen in trailers and whatnot, between Rick, Jadis, and Michonne. Will we see Jadis die? Probably. I'm really hoping so. I don't see what other point she would serve beyond in any of those shows. But again, that's just my own theories and thoughts about the whole subject. But anyways, again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Help me make that push to 1,000 subscribers. I'm inching towards that goal every day, and I just appreciate the shit out of it, guys. So thank you for everything. But I think that'll do it. So until next time, guys, take care. Bye.